We are live. We are live. Nice. Got 6 viewers. What's going on? Anthony Ashnault here. I got my roommate with me, Jalen Ramos, Rutgers wrestler as well. Wrestled for Central Regional High School, state place winner in high school. Wait a sec. Let some people join on here. Hope everyone's good. Everyone's doing good this quarantine. I got my little basement mat here. Some things I like to think about when I'm training the American flag and the Olympics. Got a little Rutgers poster over here. Just start stretching lightly on your own. Lacing my shoes up. Lacing my Ascend 1 Scrap Life shoes up. Good fit. They're comfy. If you guys have any questions at any point, just drop them in the comment section. I'll try my best to keep looking over. If you guys have a volume issue, you can't hear me, please comment that as well. If you can't hear well, try your best to just follow along what we're doing here. All right, we got 50s. We're in the 50s here. 50 people. I'm guessing that's about how many people we're going to have watching. All right. Let's just start feet wide. Stretching down in the middle. Reach over to the left foot. Swing your hands back over. Reach to the right foot. Good. Now lunge over to the left. Pivot that other toe up. Try to touch it. Pivot it back down. Lunge over to the right side. Same thing. Pivot your toe up. Try to reach for that toe. Good. Come up. Right in the middle. Sitting in a deep squat. Pushing your knees out wide. Getting them hips nice and loose. Good. Standing straight up here. Shake your legs out a little bit. Shake your arms out. Hit some forward circles with your arms. A couple backward circles. I'm just going to blow this picture up so I can make sure they can see this. Good. Just start a light little bounce. We're just going to do a little wrestling related warm up. Get our bodies nice and loose here. Kicking your legs out in front. Kicking them back. Swinging them in a circle. Turn it around other way from the back side. Good. Grabbing your right foot from behind. Do a hop in a circle each direction. Right in your area. Good. Reach down, touch your foot. And switch legs. Grabbing your left foot. Hitting a circle in each way. Reaching down, touching that foot. Coming out of it. Lunging, twist. Switching legs each time. A couple times, hands above your head as you twist. Cool. Now just starting nice and loose in our stance here. Just working on just getting warmed up, still getting those lower back sore. I'm not thinking about any shots yet. Just moving in my stance and throwing little tiny fakes, changing my angle, little fake moving, staying in my area. Ready? Ready? We're going to go for 20 seconds. Get set, go. Good, time, shake it out. Just get 10 jumping jacks above your head, then 10 seal jacks, which is a same thing as your jumping jack across your chest. So 10 and 10. Go ahead. We're in like unison. Synchronized jumping jacks. Shake those arms loose. Leaning over, touching your toes, just letting your arms dangle side to side. Start picking up that momentum, getting that lower back. Good. Back in our stance now, a little bit lower, almost like I'm just about low enough to touch the mat with full extension arms. And now I'm going to start incorporating my down blocks and my level changes, not just faking, level changing all the way like I'm going to take my shot. Not taking any shots yet, not hitting any sprawls to the mat yet. Just focus on those little fakes. My elbows are staying tight, not wide. Little fakes, little down blocks, getting those legs back. Picturing him taking little shots on me. Set. Another 20, go. Go! Good, time. Down on all fours here. Just bring it up to like you have a flat back. And I'm just gonna when I take a deep breath in, I'm gonna look to the sky. I'm gonna arch my back. On my breath out, I'm looking down and hunching. Good. Couple circles with your hips in each direction. Walk your hands out if you want to get a little flatter. Find that spot where you're a little tight. Hang out there for a sec. For me, it's always one of these corners. Right in that hip. Good. Off your knees now in a tripod. 5 Japanese push-ups. It's important to have a really strong core. This is a modified push-up where I'm going to go down through the middle, right through the middle of my arms. I hug the mat with my chest, come up, then I come back through. Just 5 of those. Go ahead. Good. Now you're going to walk your hands all the way out and your feet close together like a pencil, holding a plank. As far as you can walk your hands out, as far as you can keep your feet back together. Just hold it here. Walk your hands back to push-up position. Bang out 10 push-ups. Turn it around, get 10 sit-ups. Good. On your knees right here. Want to work on like some little explosion pops. I'm just getting 5 right from my knees. I like to tuck my feet, but it doesn't matter. You could also have your feet curled. I'm going to pop up to my feet. I'm trying to do like a broad jump from my knees here. Loading up like I'm about to jump, right up to my feet. 5 of them. Go ahead. Good. Take a little breather here. 10 minutes in. Continue to roll out whatever you need. Stretch while we're talking here. Now we're going to work on a couple key points on our stance of motion. We're going to work on our fake, number one. We're going to work on our down block, number two. Two things we kind of already addressed. Number three, we're going to work on a single leg. We're going to work on a fake single to a high crotch or a double. And we're going to work on a sprawl. So just 5 things. We'll go through them one by one. First one, I'm going with my fake. So we're all warmed up. When I'm trying to fake here, I'm a lefty. So I always keep my left leg forward. If you're a righty, your right leg forward. I'm thinking about framing my leg, that's my lead leg, with my hands and my elbows. Not having floppy elbow wings, wing arms. I'm nice and tight. When I go to fake, my hands are reaching for his leg. I don't have to get overextended. It could be tight, but they have to be in front of my leg. So many times when I'm teaching kids and I ask them to try to fake for their motion, they try to fake with just their leg, and their hands are like loading up their guns in their hips. So you want to make sure you're actually reaching with your hands when you fake. Boom. Right now, that's all we're working on. We're going to do another 20, 30-second stance of motion, just that fake. Thinking about, if you ever watch Jordan Oliver wrestle, he has a really good fake. Chest comes almost all the way down to his knee. Boom. 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 Couple times. You could even, this back knee sometimes drops all the way to the mat. The thing about our fake, another key point, I don't want to let my foot pass my knee. If my foot's past my knee when I fake, I'm going to have a hard time pulling it back to down block if he shoots. I'm not going to be able to get it back. So when I'm faking, that knee wants to stay a little lined up over the toe, at least right lined up with it. Boom. So I get it back. Just working on this fake right now, 20, 30 seconds. Set in your stance. Go ahead. Good time. Now, even if you're not a lefty or you're not a righty, just try your opposite leg. Say the opposite leg in front, doing the same thing. Take it a little slower if you're struggling and you don't feel as fluent. Ready? Deep breath. Go ahead. Good time. Now we're gonna protect that lead leg. So the best way I like to protect that lead leg, whether it's just checking someone's fake because they're faking hard and getting you off balance, or they're actually shooting, I like to always go 2 hands down to the mat. So I'm always lefty. When I feel a guy's getting me off balance or shooting, I like to go 2 hands, not just 1 hand. 2 hands. My leg goes back. My head goes down. And I'm circling back up to my stance. Hands go down, head goes down, back, circle. Hands, head. I want to catch him right with this top. Boom, boom. So we're going to just go right there, 20, 30-second go, just working on that down block to our lead leg. It's fine to incorporate that fake that we've been working. Fake, then down block. Fake, then down block, or just down block. Set, 20, 30 seconds, focusing on that down block. 2 hands. Lead leg back, head down, circle away. Don't back out of it. Circle back into him. Ready? Go. Time. Take a breath. If you guys ever have any questions about the little techniques we're working, nothing's really that complicated yet, but no question's a dumb question, so shoot them out if you have them. Next one, we're going to try our opposite leg, same thing. So I'm going to go righty for me, jab, step, fake, get those down blocks for my right leg. Boom, boom. When I circle out of it, I always circle away from the leg that's down blocking. So say I'm a righty and my right leg's going back, I'm going to circle left out of that. My right leg goes back, head down, circling left. If I'm a lefty and I go down block, I'm circling right. Ready? Right, well, opposite leg that you did the first round. Go! Time. Good stuff. Take a little breather here. Now we're going to incorporate the first two together. I'm going to jab, fake. I'm going to picture my partner or my opponent trying to almost time my shot or time my fake like a dart single. Just diving in. Got to get the down block, circle back up. So with the partner, this is what it kind of looks like in a match. Just try to time my fake here from space. Back up a little. I go to fake, he's trying to time it where he's shooting as I fake. Boom, I'm going to have to down block right away. So in my stance of motion without it, I'm going to be faking, then down blocking. With the partner, this is what it looks like. Fake, down block movement. He's trying to catch that leg, I got to get it back. Boom. Boom. See it for Jalen. You go ahead, fake, and then get it back. So just on your own, the same motion, faking, then down blocking. Faking, then down blocking. Putting them together. Set. 20 seconds here. Go ahead. Go. Time. One more time with that one. Down block to, or fake shot to your down block, circle back up. Set. Sweating? Yep. I'm dripping. Good sweat. Set. Go. Time. Good. Should be sweating. I'm dripping. You could sweat. I'm talking through it too, so a little harder, but next one we're going to work on is a sweep single. The easiest way I like to set up my sweep single is just circling in the opposite direction. So if I'm trying to shoot my lefty single, I just like to circle right. I circle right, get him to step, boom, and I swing the other side. So we'll do a stance in motion first. Then I'll show how it looks like with Coach Jalen. Then we'll do another stance in motion with the single. So this is how it looks like. I'm circling away from my lead leg, my left leg, because I want him to circle with me. So I'm just staying, like say you have a little circle in your house like this. It's kind of perfect. Just circling around it. Kind of picturing the guy circling with me. When I feel my singular, plant. When I feel my singular, plant, shot, back to circle. Plant shot. Plant shot. Almost like I'm reaching for an inside tie too, or a collar tie. Tapping on his hat. Tapping on his hat. Questions there? Let's get set. let's go there. 20 seconds, just working on the single. Circling in the opposite direction we're firing it. Ready? Go. Time. Shake it out. Let's do the same thing with our right leg, or our opposite leg. For me, it's righty. Let's just try getting a single a little bit better to both sides. So, whatever way you had, switch your lead leg, circle the opposite way, shoot the opposite way that you were. Get set. Singles other side. Go. Time. I can't really see how you guys are doing with it, but again, if you got any questions, just drop them by. Now, looking at it real quick with a coach, it's really simple. I'm just circling the opposite way. We're working together, so he's circling with me. When I feel I want to shoot him, maybe I start reaching out him a little, trying to get a tie, but you don't really need it. It's just easy drill. Boom. My single. My single. Just using that circle to set it up. Let's go one more time. Your best leg, single legs, circling. Throw a couple fakes in there to set it up. Even though you're shadow wrestling, if you do have a partner, great. If not, even though you're shadow wrestling, still fake and do it. Set. Little bit harder here. Get to that single leg. Go ahead. Go. Good time. Right where you're at, just get 25 push-ups and 25 sit-ups on your own. We'll try to get 100 altogether. We got 10 so far each. 25 each right now. 25 push, 25 sit-ups. Hopefully everyone's crushing them out. I'll give it a little bit more time for it. I saw Coach Logan Stieber on here maybe earlier this week, last week or something, but he was talking about having a strong core in wrestling, and that's super important. If you don't have a strong core, just like from your chest line down to about your thigh line, that area, if that's not a strong part of your body for wrestling, it's going to be tough to compete at the highest level. You know, it goes a long way, just being able to get out of scrambles, being able to finish your shots or be defensive on shots. Having a strong core helps a lot. So simple things like just getting 100 sit-ups a day will go a long way. Getting planks in your room, just watching TV, planks. Whatever you know for core, it goes a long way. We're going to pop back up to our feet now. We worked on our fake, worked on our down block, worked on our single. So now we're going to work on faking our single and getting to the other side of the body. So without a partner, I'm maybe in that circle. I'm faking my single by combining that fake, that straight on with my elbows, almost a little like the sweet little side step, but still framing that foot, framing that knee, knees over the toe. Even though it's a single fake, it's still the same mechanics. when I feel my body, the opponent's leg moving back, so I'm faking that single, I'm going to take a extra step in my back leg, almost like it's an inside trip, so I could shoot to the other side. Moving, fake my single, other leg comes back, and I could shoot either a high crotch or a double. Boom, to the other side. Moving, fake my single, leg comes in, shot to the other side. Boom. Boom. Sometimes it's a pop to the other side because you fake and his hand comes on you. Pop. So faking our single, getting a high crotch or double to the other side. Stance in motion right now by ourselves. Set. Go. Time. Now for me, my single leg's my best shot. Ankle pick's probably number 2. But high crotches and doubles are super important just to crush, just to get those techniques down, your basics in wrestling. They go a long way to help everything. They funnel down. With your high crotch or your double, some key points. When I'm taking my shot, it's like a single, you're kind of sweeping around the corner. With my high crotch or double, when I shoot, I got to make sure my chest stays big. I'm lower level, then as I shoot, I can't stay rounded. I got to get big, chest up high, even when I'm shadow wrestling. My high crotch, I got to think about getting low, compact, and when I explode through them, I get big. Boom. Let's give it another shot, faking that single, getting to the high crotch or double. Ready? Go. Elbows tight when you're taking the shots. Time. Good. Good. Now we're going to work on our sprawl. So last bit for me in my stance of motion is my sprawl. Really important. Just like, I just remember being a kid, sometimes when I was like a freshman, I lost to a kid I got teched. And I beat him 6 months later in the Super 32 tournament. But it wasn't that I got that much better and put all this offense into my arsenal. During that freshman, sophomore year where I closed the gap on this kid, it was like just being stingy. Trying to get better at not letting him score in the positions he was really good in. And maybe making the hand fight a lot harder and the baseline D a lot harder. Down blocking every fake he gave me. And just improving those defensive skills. Not like I got 15 points better than him over that 6 month period, but I was able to shut his 15 points down to 4 points, 3 points, and I was able to score 4 points, and I beat him in overtime. So think about that when you're maybe getting beat up by a guy. You don't have to make that big jump and off. Like you don't have to get these new shots, new moves, learn these new setups to be beating guys that are maybe crushing you. We got to learn maybe a little bit how to shut it down or how to work harder in shutting them down. And there's ways to be little defensive minded and still score re-shots, counter offense, front headlocks, go behinds, a bunch of stuff, arm drags. So right now, the first thing we're going to work on just baseline sprawl. What I'm thinking about is getting my thighs to the mat. This part right above my knees to the mat. The first thing that hits is my laces. My laces go to the mat, and then I want to square up and get my thighs on the mat. So I'm always heavy lead leg, so it's a little easier because if I'm really split leg here, it's hard for guys to shoot a double. They're going to have a hard time getting both of my legs. A lot of times they end up on just one. So I'm just focused on getting that leg back fast. right when I feel him shooting or lowering his level, these laces and the shins going to the mat. Boom. Boom. Well, from here, I slide down to that thigh position, getting my thighs on the mat. Now I square my hips up, and I start circling in the opposite way that he shot on. Moving, shin, slide, top of my thighs, moving, moving, moving. Slide, slide, boom. Let's give it a shot, let's give it a shot. Set. Just sprawling, sliding off that shot, circling back up. Ready? Go. Time. One thing to focus on, you don't want to like do the wave with your sprawls. You don't want to try to, when you feel him shooting, you don't want to like do the wave and jump up, try to get your hips back. You want that distance to be quick. Get those hips to the max as fast as you can. When I feel him lowering his level, just lower your level like you're going to shoot. Sometimes I go right there just to respect him. Or it's a mini down block every time. When he really shoots, that's the full sprawl. But it's that level change that's really fast. I'm not trying to just put my hands down first, then my legs go back. Everything just drops. Boom. Boom. Let's try it again. Sprawls. Circling up. Ready? Go. Mix it up. Try to get both legs. Time. Good job. Now we got a lot of basic skills down in our stance of motion. We're going to work on down blocking to re-attacking. So I like to down block to my single, which is two techniques we already went over in our stance of motion. Without a partner, this is how it looks. I'm going down block, boom. And I'm picturing his leg right in front of me. I could do whatever shot. A lot of times off my down blocks, it's knee pull singles. Because I'm reaching as I'm already a little extended, then I got to kind of pull myself into it. But whatever shot you want, you just think about fire back in there. Back then fire. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Just think about getting back in there. With the partner, in a match, it would look more like he takes a hard fake and he gets me a down block, but he doesn't take the full shot, so I have an opportunity to fire back in. Go ahead. Boom. All right, let's give it a shot on our own. Just down blocking, re-attacking. Get set. Go. Good, time. While we're a little tired here, catching our breath, let's get 25 push-ups and 25 sit-ups. That'll give us 60 of each. Go ahead. Good work. Good work. We're going to work a little bit on bottom because top's a really hard position to work just like on your own. It's almost impossible, I would say. But neutral and bottom are both areas you could get significantly better without a partner even. And it's important if you could just hold your stance and really perfect those down blocks and sprawls and fakes, you could be competitive without even knowing shots. And you could get out of bottom versus anyone. I mean, look at Kyle Dick in college. A lot of times he would win 3-0, 4-0 versus guys maybe not in the top 20. But his defense was so dang good, like he didn't need a lot of offense sometimes. Guys just couldn't score on him. So first thing we're going to work on is a knee slide. I'd say one of the most important tools on bottom. Me and Coach Jalen will just go down to the end and then back. Hopefully that's enough time to get about like 5 to 10 reps for everybody. The things I'm working on, I'm just picturing myself kind of getting chopped. I'm just picturing myself getting chopped to my elbow. I can't in a match get chopped and go to my side. I got to be strong. If I'm going to get chopped off the whistle and he beats my first move, I got to catch myself on my elbow or my hand out wide. To do that, I turn my hand up or I move my hand out. Turn my hand up and out to the outside. That kind of catches myself. Posting out, also, I'm pretty strong. I feel like I could push back in like freestyle and hold my base. So he chops me. Whatever I do to catch it, I'm catching myself. Second step, it's like I'm switching. So my hand kind of comes right, almost crossing my other hand. I'm going to pee on the fire hydrant, picking that hip up to the sky, and I'm elbowing the side that got chopped, going to elbow backwards, and I'm going to knee slide through, get to my short sit position. Boom. Strong, straight back, elbows tight. So, you don't have to do it. Yeah. We're just going to go down and back. If you're struggling, just watch along as we go and try to pick it up as we go. Working, trying to get 5 to 10 reps, mix it up each side. Good. Shake it out. Now we're going to do the same thing in our little area. This time, once you knee slide, work on coming out to a low level cut. So in the center of the mat, I'm going to hit my knee slide. Then I'm going to, if he's on back of me, he's pressured. His belly's on my back. I'm going to pressure back, looking up to the sky, get my leg up, and low level cut. So I'm picturing he's on me. Boom. Low level cutting. Knee slide, coming up. Low level cut. With a partner on me in a match, he's going to chop. Boom, I got to catch. Knee up, knee slide. He's still on me. I'm coming up, cutting away. So let's just work that without the partner. Back on it. Set. Knee sliding, coming up, low level cut. Go. Head up, bring that leg through. Good. Keep working it, keep working it. Good time. Go work there, go work there. Moving on with our bottom technique right now. Just starting on our butts. I'm working on our little hip heist here. I'm just going to let one leg go underneath. My other hand comes over the top, and I kick up. I'm going to come back through, back set. Other leg's going to go over the top, point, pivoting on my toe, back up, back down. Keep going, get 5 each side, 10 altogether. Go. Almost like you're breakdancing. Finish up your 10. 5 each way. Take a little rest. Shout out to Landon the Natural. I don't know who that is, but. Now we're going to work on our knee slide short sit to that hip heist. So, knee sliding across to my butt this time. Instead of knee sliding to my short sit, I'm going to knee slide sit out to my butt, letting this leg come all the way through. Boom. Hand comes down. Now I'm working on that high leg. Boom. High leg back. Go back down. Knee slide, leg comes through. High leg over. Back down. Knee slide, leg comes through. Pivot, back out. Boom. Like I'm getting out of bottom. I gotta scramble a little. Gotta move faster than him. Keep going, keep going. Try not to hit your butt the last couple times. Try not even to hit your butt the last couple times. Check me out. I'm going to use my hip bridge. I'm going to use my heels digging in the mat. Never hitting my butt. Boom. Never hitting my butt. Boom. And I'm out. Try it. Keep trying it. Good. Time. Let's get 20 more push-ups, 20 more sit-ups. Go ahead. Go. Good. Let's work on our Granby roll here. The first drill, June, you know how to do that drill like this? Roll in a circle? You want to show them up, Yeah, first drill, we're going, just start on your base facing us. Going hands right on the hips. Just like he is. His thumbs are in the front of his hips. Fingers in the back of your hips. Now this is how you master just where you want to roll your shoulder positioning on the mat. You should go in a perfect circle if you do this right. So I'll let you just watch Jalen. Just keeps going in a perfect circle. This helps you stay on the top. This helps him stay right on the top of his shoulders instead of rolling to the lower back, which we don't want. Want to stay right on the top, right above the neck. Go ahead, a circle each direction. Probably 3 to 4 rolls as a circle. Then hit your other side. Good. Once you get that, now let's work on coming up to our tripod and hit it. So my favorite way to hit my Granby is to pivot my feet off the whistle. Say he's lined up on my left side. You want to come over here on my left side? Say he's lined up off the whistle. I got to pivot my feet out of the way. So if I ever try to Granby with him hooking my legs, sometimes it's just like I end up on my back and it's a bad scramble. Same thing if I end up Granbying with a half Nelson. Tough to Granby a half Nelson. Sometimes you Granby a half Nelson, he like punches the half down, gets back on top or rolls with you, and you're on your back. So not good areas to go Granby with. But if he doesn't have any half or claw, and I could swing my feet to the outside, that's when I'm going to hit it. So swing my feet, then I go tripod. Getting my feet to the outside, it's like I'm a sprinter ready to start that race. I'm going to go over the side he's about to chop. Boom, I let it just fall right over that shoulders. Without a partner, swinging my feet, coming up, tapping, boom. Swing my feet, up, tap, boom.
Over the shoulders, guys, not your back.
Try it out. Try to get 5 each side. If you're struggling with one side, just go a little slower on that side. Almost like take that arm that you're going to roll, take it off the mat and tuck it. If you're struggling, go slow here. Just take it off, tuck first, boom. Swing legs, up, take arm up, tuck, over the top of your shoulders. Really exaggerate trying to go over the top of your shoulders. You almost want your legs like dangling over your head when you're rolling. I want my legs dead farther over my head. If they're back here when I roll and I try to roll, that's not a proper Granby. That's when we're going to roll over our back, not our shoulders. Keep going, keep going. Should be right about there at 10 reps, 5 each way. All right. Next one now, we're going to start on our feet. This one's a little more trickier. I'm working on my Granby from my feet. So with a partner, it's will be a little easier to see it. I like the Granby from here. Same thing. I got to hop my feet to the side. Hop my feet to the side. My hand's going to go to the mat so I don't just hurt myself by jumping on my neck. Hit feet to the side, hands down. Now I'm in that same position. I'm out for one. Fighting his hands, trying to get out. Feet to the side, hands down. Tuck, roll, get my feet out. Without a partner, I'm just like acting like I'm trying to stand and cut. Feet to the side, hop, boom, I'm out. Granbian. Try 3 to each side. Cut, 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 feet, boom. 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 That time I didn't even put my hands down. Explosive. It's more explosive. Cutting away, can't peel his hands. I'm out. Keep working here. Good time. Let's get 20 more push-ups, 20 more sit-ups. We'll round it out, 100 each. This will be 100 each. I'm going to start with sit-ups this time. If you have any questions here, we're going to start winding down. So any wrestling related questions, fire them away. Let's see if we have any questions. What's the fastest number one way to get out from bottom? Christopher Ramos, the fastest way to get out of bottom, I would say, is a stand-up. If you have an explosive stand-up with good technique, that's the fastest way. If you're not that explosive, though, honestly, myself, like, I'm explosive, but when I got to college, I wasn't the most explosive. So when I would go to stand up off the whistle, I would stand up, boom, and I'd end up there a lot. Or I'd stand up, boom, cross wrist a lot. So I had to get away from the stand-up in high school. In high school, that was my move. Just to stand up, be more athletic, be more explosive than the guy, get out. In college, it didn't work like that, so I had to change it up. For me, I worked a lot on a sit-out like we worked on. So instead of trying to boom off the whistle, I would not iron frog and hold my position, but I would be digging my hands in the mat, using them as grips, and I'm like pulling myself with them off the whistle. Instead of exploding, I'm more like sitting or moving to the side. We're moving up and then going. We're moving back into them. And I like to get to that sit out. And that always started my motion. So, I mean, it wasn't the fastest way, but I would still get out in like 10, 15 seconds most of my senior year. So I get to the sit out, and from here, a lot of my stuff was just that high turn, trying to find to an underhook. Or I would tuck my leg, come all the way up to my feet, stand cut. So let's just get in there right now, working on that. Off the whistle, we're going to, any way you know how to sit out to your butt. The second part, you're going to focus on one side. All you got to do is tuck to the inside. Tuck that one side. I'm going to fold over. This leg, high legs, and I'm trying to swing all the way up to my feet. So if Coach Jalen's on me from behind, I'm going to tuck a foot. Now I got a high leg up, and I'm going to take that momentum. Usually he's pushing a little because he's wrestling, trying to break me flat too. Tuck, rotate all the way up to my feet. Boom, trying to get that arm, and I'm free, like a high leg. Now if he follows you there, you got to stand and cut normal. Sometimes I tuck, and I swing, and he's still on me. He's still on top of me. So now I just got to peel the hands and cut normal. But for me, that was my number one. Any other wrestling questions here? I'm upset I couldn't really see you guys hitting it. But I'm expecting that everyone went hard there. If you went hard there, that's a good day for you. Good stance and motion day. You know, that's like 30 minutes of consistent stance and motion work, getting those legs in shape, getting that footwork going, getting that lower back strong, ready to take 6 minutes in a row in your stance. Did I ever get held down? Yes, I got held down many times. I mean, in my senior year, I was a 4-time state champ in high school, but my senior year of high school, I got ridden out the whole second period, and I had to go to overtime to win the match. So bottom was a huge focus point for me in college. And I'd say that's the biggest area. Bottom is the biggest area in folk style. As you get to the next level, like whether it's middle school to high school, elementary school to middle school, high school to college, that bottom wrestling, if you could get out on anyone in the country, anyone in the state, anyone in the county, it's going to make those matches a lot easier. You know, you're always in the match. You get taken down, you get out right away, it's 2-1. You get taken down twice, you get out twice, it's 4-2. It's a one takedown match. You get taken down 3 times, you get out 3 times, it's 6-3. You get out in the second, it's 6-4. It's still one takedown match. So if you could consistently get out a bottom, it keeps you in the match. How do I set up my ankle pick? Big way I like to set up my ankle pick is off my single leg. So I fake my single leg a lot of times, and I'm constantly trying to fake that single, constantly faking. When he starts pulling it back real hard, as I feel him, the hand that's faking that single is going to go to my collar tie. Boom. Then I got my ankle pick. Another way I really like to set it up, if he's on me, I like to go knock by. I knock by, he circles out. He's circling away from me because he doesn't want to get knocked by. Switch my hands, ankle pick to the other side that way. Another way, I go arm drag. Arm drag one side, he circles out of it, ankle pick other side. Sometimes when you do the knock by, you could do the same side too. Sometimes I knock by and he circles and I could get the same side ankle pick. So you could do either one with that one. How many push-ups do I do a day? I don't really have like a number because I'm usually like using a lot of weights. Like I got a lot of weights in my basement. So I mean, I do different kind of things for my exercise. Sometimes it's a lot of push-ups. Sometimes it's like bench press or different kind of weights that I could push my chest with. And I love to wrestle. So I have 2 roommates that were college wrestlers, so I get to still wrestle a lot, which is nice during this quarantine. What was your best shot / throw? Single leg and ankle pick are my best shots and throw. Shots. My best throw, if I have any, I'd say a Polish throw. It's like kind of the simplest throw in my eyes. What was my mindset in the NCAA finals? Well, Nick Soriano was wrestling 2 matches before me, my teammate. So at first I was just like thinking like he's about to be the first Rutgers national champ. Like that's a big burden off the university shoulders, big burden off my shoulder. Like now it's time to just go out there and have fun. Once he won, I was also thinking about just all the hours of work that I put in throughout my life to get myself to that point. And not that I needed to go win, but just I was excited to go wrestle as hard as I can. And like I just had so many like daydream visions about wrestling on the national final stage because that's what I looked forward to a lot in my life. And once I won a couple high school state titles, that was always my goal. So when I got there, I mean, I was just taking it all in. Like I was really, really excited. I knew my family and my friends and all the Rutgers fans were behind me, and it just felt like a team like a big, like, I don't know, it felt like going into the Super Bowl for me, just like exciting, but no matter what the result was, like it was still going to be exciting. It was just a big moment in my life. What was the biggest change you had to make transition from high school to college? Bottom was a huge jump. There was times in practice where Coach Goodell, our head coach, would put me on bottom and put a lot of guys. He did this with a lot of guys. And he put the toughest guys on top of you when they were fresh, and he'd be like, "You got to get 5 escapes in a row. You can't leave practice till you get 5 escapes in a row." And every times I get to 3, I get to 4, and I mess up on that last one. And there was no easy way out. It was like, all right, back to 0. And there's times I broke down in practice in college even. And it's funny when I see kids maybe breaking down in those kind of practices, and like, you know, you don't want to ever break down and lose your composure in practice, but dude, it's a sport where it's gonna get to you sometimes. It happens. So you take it with a grain of salt. After those practices, if you really feel beat up about not having a great practice, things that I would like to do is like I always had, maybe I would go to a coach I felt comfortable with, like, hey, what's something I could work on in this area to make me feel a little bit more confident in that practice. Like, say I did have a terrible practice on bottom, I would go to a coach after, or a teammate even, be like, hey, can you jump on me with this claw ride? I don't feel comfortable. I want to get a couple escapes. And like that always made me feel a little bit mentally more better, just mentally better about the day. I wasn't dragging my head around all day, like hanging my head. It was more like, okay, like I got beat up in practice in this area, but I got better in it. And I try to do that with everything in my life. If I'm weak in a certain area, try to get better in it. You don't just keep being weak in that area. Ran 5 miles in your shirt this past weekend, Douglas John. Thank you. I recommend everyone buys one. It makes you faster when you run because AA is with you, pushing you. Heck yeah. I think you get immediately like 2% better if you wear any Mobbin shirt or AA shirt. 2% faster. It's like a Madden game. All your attributes just go up 2 points. My record in high school was 170-0. What do you think about once you won? What did you think about once you won? I just thought about how crazy it was because I was so nervous going into the match. I thought it was just super funny how, you think that these great wrestlers when you're a kid aren't nervous anymore, or they don't feel the same feelings you feel when you get really nervous. And then I was in the position where I was in the national finals, and I had the same exact thoughts where I thought I was going to lose, or I got really nervous about it, the fans, and I'm nervous about the event, nervous about the venue. And I just thought it was, after I won, I was like, dang, like that really, none of that really matters. It just matters how you respond to those feelings, or how you act when you feel that way. Because everyone gets those bad thoughts, or those different, maybe what I like to call those negative thoughts or depressing thoughts, So it was just a little funny to me, like how it came full circle. I just realized, like, dang, like this was a huge moment, and I still was successful at it, but I was still probably just as nervous as I ever been in that moment. When I was young, my favorite college wrestlers were guys like Cal Sanderson when he won 4 national titles, and then I looked up to guys like David Taylor. I liked Penn State a lot. They were my favorite team growing up. Then I looked up to my brother a lot. He was 7 years older than me, wrestling in college. So I'd say Cal Sanderson first, then maybe guys like David Taylor. Then I started wrestling at that level, and it was tough to look up to some of the guys because I was looking to beat them in the future, and I had visions of winning Olympic titles or world titles at a young age. So it became harder to look at those guys as some of my favorite wrestlers anymore. I started wrestling at 4 years old. Will Webb, you know Will Webb, Jalen? Will Webb says, "What's up, Jalen?"
What's up, Will? How you doing?
What age? I started at 4. What age did you start, Jalen?
Probably around the same, like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I just started in my local pal. I didn't really go to any club until like 7th grade. Mm-hmm. I just did my police academy league and went to local tournaments in the New Jersey state tournament, little kid state tournament for first bunch of years in my wrestling career. Same with you?
Yeah, right around the same. Started picking up club maybe around the same time, 5th, 6th, 7th grade. Otherwise, it was just the local mat rats.
How did the mindset and attitude of the room change when Nick joined the team? For me, it was great because it was a competitive edge, man. He came into the practice room with like he was on a mission every single day, and you could tell, not by just talking to him, just by how he carried himself. And not only did that raise my level, but it raised everyone's level in the room, and it made me like, not that it's a bad thing sometimes. Like it made me want to one up my teammates, one up him. Like he would work really hard, do extra credit reps on dips or curls, and made me want to do extra dips and extra curls and extra single legs. And that was the best thing for me in my career at the time. It just pushed me to get to another level, seeing someone that was either at the same level, if not at a higher level than me at the time. My signature move, I don't really know. Maybe like a 2-on-1 roll through tilt on top. I had a really good tilt on top in college from my feet.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I choose to go to Rutgers? A bunch of reasons. The simple and the main ones are it was close to home, 15 minutes. I wanted to be really close to my family. Another big reason is I wanted to kind of create a culture of New Jersey wrestling where the best guys would stay home and want to go be national champs, All Americans for Rutgers and not for other Big Ten or other big time schools across the country. I wanted guys that grew up in our area to want to stay, and I got a big advantage. The third reason I'd say is my brother went to Rutgers and transferred from Lock Haven to go to Rutgers, so I was super close already with the coaches, felt super comfortable. I knew they could get me to the next level, and I trusted them with that. Did you ever lose the passion for wrestling when you were younger? Um, Not really, to be honest with you, Nick Smith. I'd say the best thing for me is my parents never really pushed me hard. Like they never pushed me to go to practices. They never pushed me to go to tournaments. It was just them asking me what my goals were in the sport, and that kind of drove me to to my own greatness, like to what I wanted to do. Yeah, there was times they were like, "Well, you committed to this team, so you got to go to this tournament." At times I didn't want to, but the passion was always there, man. I always wanted to be the best, and there was times I lost and times I took my lumps, but those times I would always just want to go find those guys I lost to and try to beat them the next time or go to practices. I remember the club Jalen went to, Elite. There was a kid, Brian Hammond, there that used to kind of beat my butt as a kid, and then I started going to their club because I wanted to see what was the secret sauce, what was the secret that these kids were doing, and I wasn't. And it was probably the secret was they were tougher, man. They were working out in a room that was like
Hot,
110 degrees with the high school kids in fifth grade, and just sweat everywhere, and they were just a little tougher than me at the time. So it was good to experience that and know that, oh, let me go see what these kids are training like. And then I got to experience that, and I was like, dang, like I could be a little tougher, I could get a little grittier in my wrestling, and it definitely helped me a lot seeing that. Time I thought about quitting, not quitting because it was probably when I was like 22 years old, going into my senior year of college. I mean, just kind of thoughts about not coming back for a sixth year of college, which I wouldn't really say was quitting, more just like stop. I was thinking about stopping, um, and the thoughts were just because I was coming back from two surgeries. I wasn't confident that I'd be able to get my body back to a spot where I'd be able to compete at a competitive level. So it was just day by day, kind of fighting those negative thoughts like we're talking about before the match comes about, and just turning those thoughts into positive thoughts. And at the end of the day, my passion is in wrestling. If I wasn't going to keep wrestling, I was going to coach wrestling. So it's like, if my passion's still there, what's the point of hanging the shoes up? Like I just convinced my mind, like, let me do as much as I can to get as healthy as I can, and maybe things will turn around. I'll start feeling better. I'll get stronger, and that's exactly what happened. I got stronger day by day, and I was able to start wrestling again after like 6 months, and then I just kept building from there. Would you recommend kids get a super year after? Would you recommend kids get a super senior year after Jays, like how Chris Ayers went to Blair for a year before he went to Lehigh? It's another year of maturity, isn't it? Are you strong? Are you Douglas, John? I think it's a different situation for different individuals. For me, I redshirted my first year of college, so it would have made sense for someone like me. It would have been the same thing as going to redshirt, and I was only 17 when I graduated high school, so that would be a situation where someone like that, maybe it would be a good idea. If you're already 19 years old though, when you're a senior, I don't really think that's necessary. Just go to college and um, get on with it. But it also depends maybe where you're at in your wrestling. If you're a late bloomer in wrestling and you want to be a college wrestler, but maybe you haven't had the accolades to go be a college wrestler yet, Division One, maybe you have to go do that at St. Benedict's, Blair, wherever the high schools around you guys, Wyoming Seminary. Um, so I think it's case by case. I'm not against it. I'm not really for it. I'm not against it. I'm just neutral depending on what the individual needs. Why did you start doing wrestling? Melissa and Evans
Palco. My dad wrestled in high school and college for 2 years. My brother wrestled. It was in our family. My dad was coaching at the PAL, at the local town PAL, running practices. So I just was begging to go to wrestling practice, and I was a 3 year old running in my living room trying to wrestle everyone. So it was just natural for me. What college did you want to go to when you were in high school? When I was in middle school, I'd say I wanted to go to Penn State forever. That was my dream school as a kid. I'd always go to the state college, a little kid tournament. Um, and then I didn't decide I really wanted to go to Rutgers. I didn't even think of it as an option probably till sophomore year of high school. Um, and then once I decided it as like an option, I really opened my eyes. Like, dang, like, why am I trying to fight? Like, I was in my head, I was thinking like I needed to go where all these champions were, all these national Olympic champions were going to school because that's how I was going to become one of them. And then I had given Rutgers that opportunity to recruit me, and I started being like, why do I need all this history to prove that I could go be a national champ? Why can't I just work as hard as I can and make it happen right here at home in my backyard at Rutgers and make something special here? And those thoughts kind of started leading to stronger and stronger belief in that, and I ended up going to Rutgers and doing it. With the NCAA strongly considering letting athletes getting paid for their name, image, likeliness, what products or companies would you have wanted to rep? Right now, I represent Scrap Life. Um, it's like Under Armour affiliated company, and I love them for wrestling. Um, growing up, honestly, I never thought about wrestling as like I never thought I'd have the opportunity to be a professional wrestler. Almost in a position where I'm at now. Like I never really thought that was kind of possible for a wrestler because it wasn't at the time when I was a kid. You kind of just went if the highest level was the Olympics, and then you kind of moved on to coach, or you were never really in the spotlight where like guys like me and even guys like that are doing a little bit better than me right now, like guys like Jordan Burroughs and David Taylor, they're superstars in our sport right now, and I never really thought that would be the case. So I never had that idea where I'd have a company to rep when I was in college. With are you coaching at Rutgers or moving to Florida? Um, right now, I compete with the NJRTC, which is out of Rutgers and Princeton, and that's my plan. My goal is to win the Olympics. So I'm going to keep training for now, and eventually I will move on to coaching college. But right now, I'm just a full time athlete that works with Rutgers wrestling. I do coach the guys up on the team a lot, but I'm not technically a coach on the staff. Any more questions here? All right, guys. I had a good time. I appreciate all the people that came on. We were up to like 75 people at one point, so that was cool. Um, keep working hard. Try to get 15 minutes of that stance in motion. And if you have a jump rope, that's another great tool that works on the same kind of conditioning those same muscles, those same muscle groups that wrestling targets. So you got a jump rope. You got spot to do stance in motion. Maybe we're getting a lot of nice days right now, so maybe get outside. Uh, if you got a pool, hit some pool workouts. All wrestlers, whether you're 5 years old or you're 24 years old, you guys all been through practices and been through plenty of warm ups and different kind of exercises that you guys could think of things on your own and um, just ask yourself what do I want to get better at today, and then go from there. Do I want to get better at push-ups? Okay. Do I want to get a bigger chest or bigger muscles? Like then I got to go do push-ups and sit-ups and air squats and lunges. Do I want to get better at wrestling? Okay, then I'm going to go do stance in motion, and I'm going to do jump roping, and I'm going to run, and I'm going to ask my coach what I could work on my own. Just be honest with yourself, and no matter what your age is, you could always be getting better on your own. So I encourage you guys to do that daily. Good luck with everything, and hopefully maybe when this is all done, we could get together all at a clinic, a real time clinic, and we could show you guys some real moves. All right, have a good one, guys.